uh, get to how do you actually do this? How do you actually calculate ROI? Because I think that's the best way to learn is to actually do it yourself. And I'll start here with the simple way. And the simple way I like to think of it is the law of 72. It's an easy way to remember ROI. So if you don't take anything else from this presentation, I encourage you to learn the law of 72 because it's a very handy tool that I use at this time. So let's start here by the example to illustrate how the law of 72 works. You ask a question, how many years will it take to double your money? If I want, for example, I have 50 bucks and I want it to be 100 bucks, how long is that going to take me? So the answer is you divide 72 by the ROI that you're going to achieve. And this is best shown by an example here. Let's say you save or invest. To me, it's the same thing. Saving and investing is the same thing. $1,000 and you want to make $2,000. How long is that going to take you? So I created a table here that gives you that answer, and it really depends on what your ROI is. If you invest in, for example, a savings account, which is, let's say it's 2%, you take 72, you divide it by 2, and that gives you 36. So if you put it in a savings account yielding 2% ROI, you will double your money in 36 years. If you invested in the stock market with an average ROI, this is again annual, of 8%, your formula becomes 72 divided by 8, which is 9 years. So if you can see the difference between 36 years and 9 years. It is a very significant difference into how much money, how much time it will take to double your money. Again, when you invest in ROI, these are average ROIs, you can obviously achieve a lot less or a lot more depending on your situation. But this gives you a sense of how to calculate your ROI given, or the time required to double your money given the ROI. And it gives you a sense of what this number is about. Okay, so let's go to a little bit more different formula, or a little more complex, but it's still a simple way to calculate this. We'll call it the simple interest formula. Again, by example is the best way to learn. Let's say you buy a house for $100,000, and a year later, or maybe 5 years later, you sell it for $150,000. What would be your ROI? You take ROI to equal investment value at the end minus the investment value at the beginning divided by the investment value at the beginning. So here in this case it'd be 150,000 minus 100,000 over 100,000, which yields 0.50. Now if you remember through your high school math courses, 0.50 or 0.50 is the same thing as 50%. So in this case, this investment, using the simple interest formula, yielded a 50% ROI. Is that a good ROI? Well, if it was within a year, probably. If it was within 10 years, it's probably okay. It just depends on the time frame. But this is a good way to think about how to calculate ROI.